It is just before 9 o'clock on the West Coast. I am in San Diego, California, where it is gorgeous out. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you happen to be in the canyon behind my home, hello! We are live here as well. This is a daily practice of gratitude and connection. A little reminder that we are surrounded by millions, perhaps billions of like-minded, open-hearted people out there, but it's too easy to fall into the narrative of us, them. And it's good to remember that these are the people in your neighborhood. So we gather to share a little gratitude, to feel connection, and to set our intentions, to remind ourselves, who do we want to be today? How can we greet the decisions, the opportunities, the decision points of the day? How can we act from our highest self in accordance to the person that we want to be? And so to set that now, okay, I want to be patient. I want to be kind. I want to be open to connection. I want to actually initiate connection. I want to be compassionate. Okay, knowing that, when I get that email that says, we need this from you, I can go, wait, how am I going to respond? When I get that phone call, wait, instead of reacting, I already know the way I want to answer this. I don't know what the response is, but I know who I want to be as I do it. And if you spend your days reacting to things as the person that you want to be, all will be well. You can be leading a life of purpose. Ta-da! It's that simple. Not that easy, but it's that simple. If you are here, please say hello. Leave a comment. Share something that you're grateful for. It is so powerful to reflect upon and have your mind expanded, your awareness expanded by the shares of others. Oh man, there's a squirrel quite close to my window. Ooh, jumping tree to tree. I'm grateful for this live wilderness show out my window. And as always, I try to start with a song improv'd on the spot. Boop, 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 boop. Well, I'm here in the morning and I'm super happy to be here. And if you're super sad, it's okay if you want to shed a couple tears, because we're here to share the truth of the good stuff in our hearts. And if you missed the beginning, you can go back and watch the starts. It's Love Morning, a place to share our gratitude. It's Love Morning, best place to lift your attitude. Love Morning now. Good morning. Good morning, Gerbot. Good to see you. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I am back after a few days away. I missed you. But I was also so full while I was gone. Yesterday was the full day men's group that I hosted with Ishmael. I have on the screen right now a photo of Ishmael and I that Christopher took, who is often here these mornings. Christopher joined us and was a beautiful part of the gathering of men that we had yesterday. I cannot express how wonderful it was. I was a little nervous. I mean, I knew it would be great because every time Ishmael and I are kind of riffing on men's topics, we've been in men's groups together. I've been in ones that he's led, and I love his style. I've also been super inspired by the way that he leads, the way that he role models a strong masculinity with a powerful vulnerability. Does that ring a bell? Because that's exactly the way that I try to be in the world. And so he has been a role model for over a decade for me of how strength and powerful masculinity can be demonstrated while also revealing the struggles, the difficulties, the challenges that all humans, and definitely all men, whether they admit it or not, go through. And so he reached out many months ago and said, "Hey, after I was in a group that he felt like I contributed in a powerful way. He's like, we should lead one together." And since he said that, it's really been like a warm fuzzy in my heart. He's someone that I have looked up to, and for him to invite me to join him has really been a part of my self identity since he said so. Like a father figure saying, "Proud of you. You can do this." I don't see him as a father. I shouldn't have said it like that. Like, I see him as a mentor. And so we've been organizing this. I've been doing a lot of the organizing, and the group of men that joined us were many of which I didn't know. A lot of them were people that knew Ishmael, and a number of them were people who were friends of friends, or there was a handful of when we said, "Why are you here?" They're like, "My wife told me I should go." But man, I was so impressed with the level of work and self-awareness of this group. As Ishmael talked about in advance, we didn't have a massive amount of structure, because we trust that the constellation of men that we gather will help decide and guide what we do and say. And so we had prompts, and we had things and discussion starting, and we had some structure, but what people brought in their insights and their courage, it was more than I hoped for. I had many moments in the day when I was like, whoa, I hadn't thought about it like that. Like, oh my gosh, that gives me a little bit of a structure with something that I have been wrestling with, or the distinction between this and that. So super rewarding. I'm not sure if Chris will pop in, who's often here in the mornings, but he was an awesome participant. He took this photo of Ish and I that I have on the screen right now. And yeah, those it's and we had men there who had never been in a men's group, and men who'd had decades of men's work. And there's something, I can understand some people have a resistance to the whole idea of men's work, but there is really something that happens in that container. Especially, I think Ishmael and I think we created well. I think the people we brought in were incredible, but it was as soon as we sat down and started to kind of it just felt like safe, and like everybody was there. Like, I am here to grow, and so we set some agreements, and it was really clear. And so the vulnerability and the bravery was really significant, because it's when someone shares an answer that isn't the one that people go, "Wow, you're evolved. You are what a evolved man you are." But when someone shares something, we're like, "I struggle with this," or "This is a part of me that is a challenge in my relationship, that it's rooted to this with my dad," and like half the room's like, and it's just like, there's something about, I had this thought as people were sharing this, when you share something that is kind of shameful to you, and when you learn that the evidence that you have that you're broken is actually the evidence that you're human, it takes this monster in the closet that's always kind of behind the scenes and affecting your nervous system, and it brings it out and be like, no, it's just part of my human. I have to deal with it. Yeah, it sometimes pops up, and I have to, after they make a scene, I have to go, oh, I'm sorry about that. That had nothing to do with you. That was my old stuff. And thanks for your patience. But that's way different than living in constant fear. What if the monster comes out? And then when it does, you feel like, I suck. God damn it, the monster came out. I'm a loser. I'm so ashamed, and to integrate all that stuff and I mean it's a version of a Me Too healing. And then with so much people who've been very introspective in their lives as they've shared evolutionary thought journeys that they've been on and healings that they've gone through, since there's so much shared experience, you have all of the details of our life, the people in our lives, the personalities, sure, they're all different, but these conflicts, these struggles of self-worth, of forgiveness, of regret and parental stuff, I think we all have parallel journeys, and getting to learn from one another from a authentic, honest place is so powerful. If the people that we hang out with, in the world that we hang out with, in the media we hang out with, if people are presenting their best selves, presenting these facades, presenting the versions of themselves and that they want the world to see, then the only real experience of being a human being that you ever have is your own. And well, that's amazing to be having a human experience. One, it's scary and sometimes lonely and sometimes anxiety filled because you feel like you're broken in these shameful, unique ways. And two, this massive gift when people share the true, authentic human experiences they're having, is almost like getting to expand your whole experience of being a human. It's one of the things that I love about this morning and the way that people share here and the way that people share in the gratitude circles. It's like when someone is sharing their authentic truth, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's the grandest gift that you can receive, because the gift of being alive and conscious and being human is by far the most incredible thing about being conscious. And when you get legitimate, true peeks at other people's conscious experience of being human beings with their hearts and their pain and their suffering and their triumphs and their love, it's like, wow, humaning is incredible and so hard and so complex and so beautiful when you see the tapestry of all these patterns and lives and influence and ripples. So feeling so grateful today for Ishmael for inviting me to co-lead this with him, and so grateful for the 18 men who joined us and the way that they showed up. It was a transformative day for me and gave me a feeling of hope in the world, in the same way that one of the reasons for these morning gatherings is so that we remember, wait, don't listen to social media. The people out in the world are like us. Not all of them, but they have the potential. And the more that we can shine that, the more that we can be that, the more that we give others permission to let down their guards a little bit. So thank you. Good morning, Pierre. Happy sunny Sunday. Pierre says, I am grateful for spending hours in the Zoom container today for the anniversary. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that reminder. Is today was it 5-year anniversary of the daily gratitude Zooms? Woo! That's right. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. Thank you for being here, Pierre. I was pretty focused on yesterday's event. So I was like, I have a memorial next weekend that I am leading, and I have not really been paying attention to all the organizing and the scheduling, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to reorient to things other than the men's group. So thank you, Pierre. Happy Sunday, Zoe. Do I know about a similar group in the Pacific Northwest? I do not. But hopefully, maybe I'll try to expand my network. I don't. Most of the men's groups that I have done have been pretty localized. There are, I know, a number of like large groups and networked groups, like Sacred Sons is a group that I've heard great things about that is kind of all over the place. So I would investigate Sacred Sons. That would be my first suggestion. Luann says, there's nothing more wonderful than to watch someone grow into who they were meant to be. Such a gift. Yeah. And, connected to that, I think, is to someone to let go of the shame and self-judgment for who they are. A huge part of personal growth is integrating our shadows, integrating the parts of ourself that we wish were different, or the aspects of ourselves that maybe sometimes take over when we are scared and vulnerable. And if we can learn to go, oh yes, sometimes my inner teenager takes the wheel. Sometimes my inner critic just takes over, and having that be an acceptable part of my human experience, instead of evidence that I can't do this and I am broken and I suck, or I'm weak, which that used to be my story. Every time I used to kind of lose it, I would be like, beat myself up. I've been working on myself so long. I can't believe I still can't do it. Now I say, woo, I was just humaning. Yeah, woo. Yeah, I just fell into an old pattern, and then go, what do I need to do to repair? Who do I need to apologize to, explain to? What do I need? And then the more that I can deal with it without shame, it feels like the less intense it gets over time. Less control it has over me. Anybody else want to share anything that they're feeling grateful for? What are you grateful for? I am feeling so grateful for Janus, my brother I've got up in the corner there. His memorial is next weekend. I'm finishing up this Stay Sparked episode tribute to him. People have been sending in audio clips of stories and appreciations interspliced with quotes from our podcast from him that I've been working on lovingly. It's been a beautiful part of my grieving process to work on that. I was feeling incredibly great for him this weekend because, one, he introduced me to Ishmael like 12 years ago. And two, he started and invited me to the first men's group I ever went to 10 years ago. So as I am leading a men's group with Ishmael, I'm like, thank you, brother. Thank you, Janus. Really, I felt like he was in the DNA of the gathering. It's really kind of a touching feeling, and a good reminder of the impact of our ripples. The way that, all we can really do, sure, you can build a pyramid and try to be eternal, make impact forever, but really live in such a way that you inspire people, that your ripples into the world affect the way that they put ripples into the world, which affect the way that those people put ripples into the world. And I can say with certainty that the ripples that Janus put into the world have impacted the ripples that I put in the world. In the same way that my grandpa, who passed in 2007, and he affects the way I put my ripples in the world every day. And in those moments when I'm not overwhelmed with grief, I find myself so comforted by that idea and inspired and motivated to try to live my life in a way that, regardless of what the outcome is, regardless of what I achieve, that if I can be focused on being the person that I would be proud to be, that those ripples will amount to a purposeful life. Gerbot shares, I'm grateful I was able to ride away from a collision with a delivery van that pulled into me yesterday. Yikes! Grateful for pain meds and time to rest and recover. Grateful for my body knows how to heal itself. Whoa. Holy crap. That was a holy moly and a holy crap together. Holy cropey. I'm glad you're okay. That sounds super scary. But thank you for finding things to be grateful in it. Grateful your body knows how to heal itself. Isn't that amazing? That was one of the first things I yelled into our gratitude popcorn circle yesterday. Was like, my immune system. Woo! My healing body. Gerbot sharing, grateful nothing is broken, just some soft tissue damage. Ooh, well, I hope you heal quickly, and grateful there's no broken bones, and grateful to see you today. Anyone else want to share any gratitude before we head out into our Sundays? To share our light with the world, to be love ambassadors, to maybe look for the opportunities, the little ways that we might be able to be a little bit more friendly, a little bit more connecting. Maybe as someone is approaching us on the street, give a wave and a hello instead of keeping our head down. Although I find that there's a total art form to that. You know, you can't like stare at them as they're walking towards you. You know, you kind of got to like keep your head down. And then as you start to get close, you're like, hi, morning. At least that's the technique that I've been practicing. Maybe you can stare or jump up and down. Good morning. I saw a great YouTube video where a guy was kind of instructing the importance of the way you say that, you know, like morning or nice outfit versus good morning or I love your outfit. Gerbot is also grateful for an amazing injury-free day of snowboarding on Friday. That was pre-car accident, I'm hoping. And yay for that your body was so healthy that you could snowboard and that you had an injury-free day then. Good morning, Dawn. Dawn says, I am thankful for crafting. What you crafting on? Give us some details. I'm grateful for, let me just confirm what Pierre just said. Did I not write this down? 16th, yeah, okay. So I'm grateful, and maybe I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but I'm grateful that it's the anniversary of our gratitude circles. Dawn says, great, makes cards and scrapbooks. Great. You know, when COVID started, I kind of meditated and got the hit that I should do a Zoom gratitude circle every day at noon and 6 p.m. And it's transformed my life. And it's still happening. I'm usually only there during the noon one now, but it still happens at 6 and it happens at 3 a.m., which is noon in Europe, where people get together and just take a moment to share gratitude and hear gratitude. So I really can't overstate how much it has impacted my life and the attunement of my mind and the development of my gratitude muscles so that I can find silver linings and so that I can notice when I am getting stuck in complaining, when I am being blind to my blessings. You know, it's pretty. I can feel the difference. You know, so I'm grateful for all the people that have come through for a single visit to the Gratitude Circle, and those that are there every day. So looking forward to celebrating later. And I guess if I'm understanding from Pierre, there's stuff happening all day. All right, well, I'll go check that out. So wherever you are in this moment, give yourself a squeeze. And as you're holding this body, imagine that you are squeezing my body and those that are here. And imagine the arms holding you are my arms. And so that we are in this embrace, we are connecting in this place beyond the physical. It doesn't matter where your feet are, it matters where your heart is. And in this moment, we are in a land called Hug Nation. We are connected in intention and open-heartedness and in gratitude for one another and the support and celebration of gratitude and the glorious and challenging humaning that we're all doing. So let's feel that connection, feel one another as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful Love Ambassadors, thank you for being here for this morning's gratitude share and Love Ambassador meetup. Thank you. I love you. Hello, Natasha. Oh, and I missed. Luann is grateful for the sun peeking out. The tomato babies survived the storm, and the house is warm and smells wonderful with apples drying and dinner bubbling on the stove. As a friend would say, grateful as F. GTF. Luann, thank you for that gratitude. I just got a total, for a moment, I felt the warmth and I could smell the apples. Thank you for that. Have a beautiful day. Love you.